All right, my favorite congressman and my favorite backstabber decided to team up this week. A pair of Democrats is asking the Pentagon's internal watchdog to investigate how the department used $1 billion in coronavirus relief funds. In a Friday letter to the Pentagon's Inspector General, Senator Elizabeth Warren and Representative Khanna asked the watchdog to review the potential misuse of funds by the department that were meant to prevent, prepare for, and respond to coronavirus domestically or internally. Instead of addressing the urgent needs of a pandemic that has killed over 200,000 Americans, it appears the Department of Defense used taxpayer money meant to protect lives from COVID-19 to pad the pockets of defense contractors. The reported misuse by Department of Defense, they're supposed to say by the DoD, which is Department of Defense, of federal funds meant for the response to the deadly pandemic plaguing our country is inconsistent with the will of Congress and may be illegal. Accordingly, we request that the Inspector General investigate DoD's redistribution of CARES Act funds that were intended by Congress to respond to COVID-19 via the Defense Production Act. So one of the things I mentioned during the stream I did earlier today is that politicians like Rand Paul and obviously his father as well, it's really sad that they've kind of taken the stance on the virus of being these skeptics, because it's entirely up their alley and up the alley of a lot of anti-war Republicans to support investigating fraud and abuse. So the use of funds for things that are not relevant to the pressing matter of the day or what they were assigned for. So if they weren't as antagonistic, should I say, toward people who are taking the virus seriously, or at least believe in it more than they do, you could actually get them on board with investigating if the Department of Defense gave the funds for the CARE Act to these defense contractors. But, people keep trying to pretend it's not going on, which is the craziest thing in the world. I find it completely believable, since we know that oftentimes when they give these military budgets, which I guess you can consider unrelated, but it still is part of defense, what these exact funds are distributed to, oftentimes we don't remain privy to. So we don't know entirely what they're being used for, meaning that with the CARES Act, we don't really have a way of proving that all of the money went to the people who was supposed to go to. So it's entirely believable to me that this could be the case, that these funds were used in a way to pay off these defense contractors that support bombing 7 countries forever.